What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Before we get too far in today's video, I want to thank Trade Coffee for sponsoring this video. Now, do you guys have a hard time picking coffee at the grocery store? Well, Trade solves this problem by connecting you with all the nation's top roasters. It gets delivered to your door at the frequency you want. Here are the three that my trade quiz led me to, and like I said, these are not like normal store-bought coffees. These are top-of-the-line roasters in the nation. So if you guys click the link below, you'll get 30% off your first bag when you guys sign up. You're gonna take the trade quiz, you're gonna tell them how you like your coffee, and it'll match you with coffees like it did for me. Once you finish a bag, you rate it and repeat it, and it will continually connect you with either the same blends or new blends of coffee for you to try. So guys, what are you waiting for? Get 30% off your first bag today, free shipping. Click the link below, take the quiz, and without further ado, let's get into today's video. Today has honestly been a wild day. Lost my wallet, can't find it, so it's not that I lost it, moreover, because there's like no cash in it anyway. The fact I gotta go through the process of calling each one of them, getting a new ID and all that stuff, so that kind of blows. So it's been one of those days. The computer I use a Mac for everything, so the computer I had for doing like Windows stuff, like my vinyl cutter and stuff, wouldn't load the tint software because it wasn't a new it wasn't like the newest version of Windows, so that sucked. I had to go out and buy this laptop. So this is like a Lenovo something. It was like 200 bucks. I had to buy it because I literally had no option if I want to get my tint and stuff cut. And as soon as I went through all of that just to realize something, it literally does Suburban and Traverse. There's no Tahoe option, but they do have the Yukon option, and it's the same thing, and they probably have the Escalade Short, which is the same thing. So we're gonna use that, and we're gonna get this tint cut today. Probably will not get to the windshield because that's a big process and just all of that, so we'll do that. Don't worry, we'll do that, and a sun visor. But we're gonna do 5% here, 20 and 20. This whole side of the Tahoe will be black. We're gonna leave the back window at 20, and we're gonna do the windshield at 50. If we get to the windshield today, cool. If we don't, we don't. Let's go get this tint cut. Okay guys, so getting this software all set up, not the hardest thing, but what's really hard is getting this tint to cut right on this plotter. If you guys don't know like how tint works, pretty much I'm trying to get a blade to cut. Here's the liner, here's the tint, but you're trying to get a blade to only cut this, but not cut through this delicate liner. So that's super hard. It honestly is just ridiculously difficult, and I think we finally dialed it in here. Still just a hair sketchy. This might be a little too deep, I don't know. Let's try and weed it out here. Cross our fingers, hope we got it set up. If we do, I do have the driver window cut, and I should have the passenger window cut, so we can at least get those thrown on. Worst comes to worst, but after these are done, I'm gonna change the plotter over to 20%. This is Suntech, just standard charcoal 5%, and then the same thing over there is just standard charcoal 20%. I didn't get any ceramic or anything, I just got standard tint, so I'm hoping this is good. So let's try and weed this out. So honestly, I just turned my pressure up to 130 here. This guy was cut at 120, and I mean, we had a spot here, there, and up this side a little bit, up there. All of the rest kind of peeled. So honestly, I think at 130 we should cut through smoothly. We don't need the 5% anymore. So honestly, all I gotta do is switch it over to the 20. Let's cut our back windows. No idea what that was. But look at this, the difference between 20% and 5%, oh my gosh, the light transmission is unreal. Let's cross our fingers here, hope for the best. Hopefully it doesn't mess up, because that's kind of the thing here a lot of times, is for some reason tint likes to ball up in there, and that's not good. Hopefully we don't waste tint here, because that's what I did the first half, so let's hope this is correct. Cross our fingers. See, I don't know why it does that sometimes. Okay, so that was another nightmare. It's definitely not, I don't know, I need to turn the pressure up or put that blade down just a bit more, because it's actually quite frustrating to sit there and try and do that every time. It should just peel and be ready to go, so I'm gonna try and fix that up. did work a lot better. We're still just probably, I don't even know what kind of macro measurement of a distance off. Honestly guys, just about perfect. A couple little threads hung up, but nothing to worry about. That right there made my job so much easier just in general. All of our windows are cut. Let's get outside and tint. Alrighty guys. What we're dealing with is an annoying door dinger. But hopefully the pattern I cut for the front, honestly, I didn't want to do any like door panel removal. Yeah, we should be okay. We're going to try and tuck it. Hopefully it works. Otherwise, obviously, we'll just recut it. Take the panel off and stick it in there. Honestly, I wish I got like the gasket thing. I mean, a lot of people, everybody usually just tucks it. It just makes it so much harder on you because you're trying to stick it behind this weather stripping, that weather stripping, and trying to tuck it behind this weather stripping down here. But yeah, it just makes it quite difficult. So let's see, clean this up. Try and tint it. So, you see how easy that was? Took me one bolt and I could have avoided that whole thing. Most of the time, most door panels are like that. They're either one screw or something. Most of them top pop off and you can just peel it, put it back in, and then look at this. Windows free. I can stick the tint in, tint the top. It just makes life so much easier. Way I learned to tint, and to be honest, I have not found an easier nor better way just yet, so I'm gonna roll with it. See, and then I'm able to do this way and top load it, stick it down, and same thing with this side. Stick it down and in, push up. Alright guys, so I went to try and attempt to do the back window too, because I'm like, I can't be that bad, but these patterns are just blatantly off. Like they're so far off, it's absolutely unreal. So I did use a 2012 Yukon pattern. It's the same exact vehicle, and for it to be that off, it should fit the window perfectly. I'm not a fan of that one bit, and I really didn't want to hand cut because that was the whole purpose of buying that expensive software. So I might have to email a company and just be like, yo, I need a refund, because that's absolutely unacceptable. That's 3 windows now. That window was off and I had to trim it. This window was off and I had to trim it. And this window, I'm not even going to deal with trimming it. It's just blatantly off. I think it's time to learn how to hand cut, which I really didn't want to do that either. Okay, so I had this kind of hung up there. As you can see, it gets really dark with 5% on here. But I just took the pattern that cut out and I cut off probably a good 1/4 inch around the whole thing. You could kind of see where or how much I cut off. Look at how far down we were. Cut all that off. And what I'm going to do now is honestly just take this and apply it to this window. Forgetting that's touching, but I'm gonna apply it to that window. That's literally the only thing we can do is these back two windows, I think. I got really no option on that. It's just kind of frustrating that, I mean, the software's not cheap, it's quite expensive, and for it to cut patterns that are that far off, really frustrating. I don't know if there's a setting on there that made it cut like outside of what it's supposed to. I don't know, but I'm gonna check on that, but if not, I need a refund on that. But let's get this tinted really quick here. Of course. Boom, 20, boom, 5. You can see the difference, guys. And then on the outside, man, this does look good. All tinted out. Once that light's off and this gate's closed, this is gonna be black. She's painted. She's painted. That looks good. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about the rest of the windows, hand cutting or whatnot. The window's perfect. Look at this. First of all, yeah, that's dark, but literally the window's perfect. There's like no dirt. Hold on, there's a bubble there. We can get that out. I literally cut it, tint it, and threw it on the vehicle in no time at all. But because I just learned how to hand cut in like no time at all, I'm gonna show you guys and teach you guys because this is super simple. Goes to show you, I tried to be fancy. I tried to buy expensive, heavy duty software just to get me in, out, and done, and I honestly slowed me down so much. Had to go buy a computer today, messed with it all morning trying to get it straight and figured out. In reality, I could have sat there and took the time to learn a skill in hand cut window tint because frankly, that went so like perfect. I couldn't even explain it. But let me get this on here. Let me show you guys how to hand cut, show you the tips and tricks. First step, tip that back. Second step, let's get the tint held up here. Now, first thing I want to say is anybody can literally buy a roll of tint. It doesn't have to be Suntech or whatever. Don't buy the Gila film from AutoZone. That stuff turns purple. Everyone knows that. Buy a good quality roll of tint. There's a lot out there. You can buy good quality tint on the internet. Don't worry about it. Let me show you guys how fast this actually is. Outside your window needs to be clean. Now, literally, guys, I'm telling you, I just learned this maybe 5 minutes ago. So, one, bear with me, but two, if I just learned this 5 minutes ago, did that whole window. Like I said, I've never hand cut. I was never good with it. The first time I ever did it, absolutely awful. But I'm gonna show you a few tricks here, and just if you take it slow, you'll be able to do it. Every roll of tint, this is a 24-inch roll. As you can see, it lands in there, so it gives you a perfectly straight bottom edge. Nothing you have to worry about. Give yourself a little overlap on each side, and right now, we're gonna trim this corner. 2 sharp blades. When you get this here, rip out. And now you have your bottom and your mirror edge. What you gotta do next is make this edge, but you can't just cut it because you'll have a light gap. So you're gonna take it, move it over about a ½ an inch. So yeah, just kind of do it like a ½ inch or so. And then you're gonna come over here and trim this edge. Okay, so now you got it set up on both sides again, so there's a little bit of overhang. Now you're also gonna wanna move this down about a ½ an inch. As you can see here, there's your strip and your tint hangs down. The easiest cut of them all. You're gonna roll your window down enough so you can see the edge. Make sure it's kind of tacked down a little bit and stuck. So now your top edge is cut with the glass here. So it's nice and smooth, and all you really have left to do is fix these edges. And you already have pretty much the line you need. So you're gonna come in here. And because we already did this, I'm gonna do this quickly. Had to trim a little, didn't cut enough off. So now to be honest, for some reason, these are like the cleanest windows I've ever done too. And obviously it wasn't that long for you guys, but that clip was 22 minutes and 43 seconds total to do this while showing you guys what to do, all that. So if I just shut my mouth and went for it, maybe 10 to 15 minutes a window, which obviously as you do it more and you get faster at it, it'll be quicker, 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 and quicker, but it's gonna take you more than 15 minutes to go downstairs, get the plotter set up, mess up like half the patterns I went through to get that done. And in turn, I have this perfectly cut, perfect window that looks great and didn't waste any tint. I mean, there's a possibility you can waste some tint, but it's just, that is so much better. Because honestly, these are the first two windows I've ever successfully hand cut. Not saying I'm always gonna hand cut, but good to know and super awesome. So we need a 20% for this to match it up. I'm gonna throw the 20 on top. It'll bring it down to about 4 or 5%. So it's almost a dead match to that. And this whole thing will be tinted. So let's go grab that really quick. All right, let's go. Honestly, that took exactly what my prediction was. About 15 minutes. It was a new window. It has a weird cut in it. It's actually kind of weird. Oh, first of all, let's get rid of this dinging. Yeah, it's a weird cut. It's like curved all the way around. So it was a super weird cut. I think on the other window, I'm gonna cut these two, roll it down, and then kind of do my edge because that really kind of sets us up just right. I tried to do both sides on this and it didn't really work out as well as I hoped, but we got it done. Like I said, about 15 minutes, give or take the amount of time you're looking for tools and stuff. Not bad. And obviously the more you practice, the faster you get at cutting it. Applying it will be like that. Honestly, we got 2 more windows. Let's bust them out. Now when you get to a window that doesn't roll down, honestly the easiest thing is just put a light behind it, trace about 1/4 inch outside of where the black is. On this one, for some reason there's a defroster on this window, but not the other one. So we'll come in here, we'll go a circle around the little defroster there, and the rest of it is cake. But yeah, just take your razor and honestly just cut, I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, just cut like a 1/4 inch outside of it and it'll all tuck up in there nice and pretty. Alrighty guys, so I bolted all of our door panels back in. They're all good to go. First time driving the Tahoe, all tinted. Close the sunroof for effect. Oh my goodness, I can't even see on my mirror. This is dark. Move this just in case. And then back in the dark Tahoe. Oh my goodness. This is super dark, guys. I really should have fixed that mirror while I was out there, but I will. First things first, guys. Obviously, you guys can see how dark it is back there. It's just pitch black. But one, this feels like, I don't want to say cozy now, but it feels cozy. Like it's nice and dark in here. I still want to do the windshield. We're going to do that at 50, just like my other vehicles. Let's get out here. But both of these are at 5 and 5. I did the same thing I did to the Tahoe where the front's 5%. We matched the rears with 20. I left the rear alone, so that's 20%. The sides are 5. And then here on our Charger, our Hellcat, there was no tint on it at all, so the whole thing is 5, and we put 20 on the back window. Ben helped me out with that because Charger rear windows are a pain. And same thing with this one. We left the rear opens. That's why I kind of like it, and plus we can see out of here backing up at night as well. Also, take a look at our Escalade taillights at night, guys. Oh, they look so good. Can't really roll down the windows. Let me make sure this is unlocked. So obviously we're getting some light in from the garage, but you can still see that these are pretty darn dark and they look awesome. Yes, I still want to do the windshield for this exact purpose here. We could still see everything. And plus, as dumb as this sounds, yes, driving and oncoming traffic and stuff, headlights are awful, and especially at night, it's quite bad. And honestly, I've had times where my truck and times in my car where even with the windshield tint, it is still so bright. So that's why we're gonna do the windshield on this as well. So I know a lot of you guys wanted the Tahoe to be tinted, and we finally got it done. Now, this is another lesson for you guys. Yes, we're gonna tint Katie's and stuff as well, but like I said, I went out, tried to spin all the software, make my life easier, when in turn, hand cutting almost made my life a lot easier. And the more you cut, the more vehicles you do, obviously you'll get better and better and better at it. And honestly, now that I did that, having those resources of hand cutting makes life so easy, especially when you want to do, somebody just wants 2 front 2s, boom, 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 knock it out really quick. So guys, honestly, we are still waiting on the lift to come in. Obviously, I told you guys in the last video that it's kind of delayed till like second week of August again, so hopefully it actually ships this time. Next video, I kind of do / possibly will head out, go get these mounted. I think I'm gonna try, I'm gonna hopefully I can do that. There's a replacement, still haven't opened it yet. It's just been busy, crazy, and hectic around here. Especially today, I spent most of my day trying to get that software right, when at the end of the day, I just hand cut the whole Tahoe. So I wasted a full Tahoe full of tint, and I ended up hand cutting it all anyway. Honestly, not a bad time to learn a skill, guys. It was super fun too. Now that I know how to do that, obviously you can do it on any window, really. Honestly glad this is all tinted out now. If you guys missed it at the end of the last video, I did tell you we got the amp steps on order, so we will have power steps on this guy. I do have an awesome tool to help us blast this frame off, clean it off, and get this painted as well. So we're going to be doing all that here shortly, next couple videos, and before you guys know it, this thing is going to be lifted. Our headlights should be coming in as well. We got a lot of stuff coming for this Tahoe. I apologize, just the world is on back order. Even that computer today, that was hard enough to find. Went to like 2 stores, one twice, and honestly everything was out of stock except that. So just the world is out of stock right now, so bear with me here. Everything should be coming in shortly, and this Tahoe will be way lifted here soon. Take a look at what's on the website, pick anything up you want. If you enjoyed this video, shoot a thumbs up. If you haven't been here before, please get on and click subscribe. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.